Lord, greetings, this is Gilles Mortier. I wanted to come and say hello, to wish you a good day. I'm going to pull a few cards. I hope I made a long video yesterday. I hope you find it interesting. I'm going to make it a bit shorter today. The painting behind me is from my first series from 1990. I was living in Los Angeles. I had a big loft, and so I made some big painting and I made some small one. It's all about philosophy. This one is from an Eastern philosopher, and it says, a drop of water is very little, but united with a lake, when will it dry? So it is the idea of merging our consciousness to that greater consciousness, and then we'll be eternally one with the whole ocean. So I'm going to pull a few cards. Past, present, future. So the past is the intuition. Our intuition have led us. So the past, everything is connected. Past, present, and future are intimately connected. In truth, there is only the present. But since until we know the present, we are always bound between the past and the future. And so right now is enthusiasm. So we have followed our intuition. We have discovered this enthusiasm. And what is coming up next is abundance. True abundance, for we have to accept abundance, we have to welcome abundance in our life, every form of abundance. For we, of course, we want to let go of certain form of abundance, the abundance of fear, the abundance of lack, the abundance of sorrow, the abundance of frustration, the abundance of whatever. There is some, we always abandon, but we want to be abundant in those things that bring us joy and fulfillment. It doesn't take much reasoning to get to that conclusion. What we're working on right now is happiness, to find our happiness. For happiness is just a state of being. It is not something that we find, that we'll find happiness. Otherwise we'll be always like running after time. So it is about aligning with this state, accepting that state of being, of happiness, and then from there it grows and it attracts all the things that we need. And in the future we'll discover new level of unity, new connection to the heart, and we all live within the heart. In essence, so a lot of people live in their heads, but as we move into the ascension, you live in the heart of God, and your heart is connected to this heart. In the heart of hearts, your heart is connected to the heart of God, and every heart is represented. So whether they're aware or not, you within the heart of heart, when you project your consciousness within that sphere of consciousness with the heart of God at the center and your heart there, you can see the heart of every living beings in the whole universe. Even, but we're limited to this vision to the earth. But imagine you can contact and send love to anybody in the earth that will be felt even through this connection to the heart of heart. So I hope this exercise will we have to work on ourselves and to follow the heart. For the heart is is all knowing. It is all knowing. So we want to do what we can. I wanted to say that the earth, to incarnate on the earth is really difficult. It's not an easy thing. It's for everybody, and it's not like life is a bed of roses here on the earth. And why it's one of the most difficult planets in the whole universe. Even the Christ, the creator, the master creator, son of our whole local universe, decided he had to incarnate once in a human form, in a mortal form, not necessarily human, but mortal form. And he chose this planet because among the millions of planets that's part of this local universe, it was the most chaotic, the most difficult, so he came here and he liberated the program. He put an end to the rebellion, the Lucifer rebellion at that time when he incarnated. But in many sense, understand that life wasn't kind to him. It was at the age of 12, 13, he realized that he had a difficult mission of revealing the heart of God, the love of God to humanity. And at the age of 14, his father died of an accident. He became he had to take care of his mother and eight sisters and brothers. So for a 14-year-old child, it's not as obvious, but he did very well, and his life was kind of tragic. But not tragic. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. But the brutality of the ending of this incarnation was unnecessary. It is just that never God told him that he could have stopped the whole process, but God didn't say to prevent him from being crucified. Even Allah in the Quran said if God wanted the Christ to not be crucified, he would have prevented it, but that was part of the past, and now this planet is known as the planet of the cross. For after his crucifixion, his body was destroyed, but he came up, and 3 days later he came back down, he immortalized his wife Mary Magdalene, and then they left because they couldn't stay in Palestine because of the political situation. Everybody saw him dead, so coming back in his plasmic body, and so they moved and they traveled the world for quite a while, for they were immortals in their physical body. For those are stories that will come up later, he will come, I'm sure at some point he will come and tell you all those stories himself. For I'm just a messenger, I'm just trying to be a link and offer guidance and support for those who are looking to develop their more spiritual aspect of their nature. The highest wisdom for us today is the transport. Is it how to allow ourselves to be transported, to sit in our power seats and allow this power seat to carry us to move forward, to stay on track as well. To stay on track is important. If we move out of track, we can always return to it and let go of the baggages as much as possible. That's what will make the train goes more fluidly. What we need to understand is to elevate ourselves above the polarity. For genders is something wonderful. It is a gift. It is something that we discovered with the universe. But and we don't know what the future of the master universe will reveal. Maybe God will create new things, even new aspects of life that we have no idea. But for now, we have this gift of balancing this feminine and masculine within ourselves. And so it is about understanding this. Originally, we were all created androgynes. We were whole, like Plato in the Banquet. We were whole beings. And then God split it, separated for the purpose of evolution. But at the end, we will find ourselves whole again. But then we find complement within the natural world, the physical world. For the sexuality and love and romance is the most natural thing there is. Nudity is the most sacred thing there is. Sexuality is the most sacred thing there is. But in order the powers that be wanted to confuse, to create perversity in relation to that. They teach us to accept war, brutality, and violence as something natural, but sexuality and nudity as something demoniac that God does not want. But in truth, God doesn't care. God on Paradise, his children didn't have the need to hide themselves. There was no need for that, but there was no brutality, no violence. Everything was within the love. So let us reconnect to the love. Let us work with our own belief to open or expand our consciousness, to understand, to discriminate and not to judge, but to observe, to discriminate in this observation. What we need to do is the art. So there is a great deal that art is whatever creative process we can get involved with. It focuses us on the present. When you paint, when you write, when you do practice an art, when you dance, when you sing, you are in the present. You cannot be thinking of what's going on in the past and future. So it is a good way to catalyze. Of course, there are certain jobs that requires, that's not artistic, but requires a full presence in the present, like a race car driver or surgeon, or there's all kinds of job that requires this absolute attention in the present. But the art is one way, and also the appreciation of art for art is a revelator of beauty, and the outcome will be a new birth. For the birth is always difficult, but we have to accept to die in our old state in order to be reborn into a new state, and this new state will discover new power. This coming year, the 2019, will definitely will allow us to start practicing a lot of new powers, new understanding, new abilities that will be revealed to us. And so it is good to prepare ourselves, to be kind to ourselves, to be good to ourselves, to detoxify. I wanted to recommend a little book. This one's in French, but it's called the Tao Te Ching. It's a book that was written by a good friend of mine. He's actually a friend to all humanity. He's a brother, he's a father to humanity. His name is Lao Tzu. And there is 81 poems, and although it was written almost 3,000 years ago, they're still valid. The wisdom within it is still completely valid if you can understand, to understand the wisdom behind it. There is a great deal. And originally, what's interesting about this book that started this great religion of Taoism is that it was written in Chinese with less than 5,000 characters, which is quite amazing to be able to enclose so much wisdom in so few words. I'm going to pull a card from Rumi. It's the one. So it is one. Let us be one. It is the one that is all, the one that is love, the one that and we want to connect to that which is this one. And so we will discover a new level of unity. We are moving to a turning point, and really, once we'll have made the turn, we won't be able to go back. But it's okay. We can leave all the past behind. For the new has so much more to offer. So I'm going to finish with a little song. It's a beautiful song from Cat Stevens. I kind of, at first when I started singing here on YouTube, for my own creative practice is art paintings, sculpture, drawing, but my spirit and my soul has pushed me to sing, but I was really not comfortable, but I jumped in on it anyway, and now my voice is starting to get better. I'm starting to really enjoy that, so maybe later soon I'm gonna set up in a house, I'll buy some instrument, invite some musician and see what comes out of that, so we'll see. So this song goes like this. It's about the celebration of life and the gratitude for this life that God gives us. Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the world. Sweet the rain new fall, sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness where its feet pass. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the one light, hidden so plain. Praise with elation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day. Morning has broken like the first morning, blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the world. Thank you very much for sticking till the end. I hope you have a really wonderful weekend. For this week is very important, this coming months, and to be prepared for this great years of 2019, which will be quite transformational. But the transformation are already now, so we have to get ready to attune, to align, to relax, to let go, to take care of our good self, and try to nourish ourselves with nourishing things that are good for us. Good thoughts, good emotion, good food, good clean, pure water. A lot of water is always good. To bless your water before you're drinking, elevate it, or ask God to do it for you. For water is this amazing world. We'll have to discuss that. For it is such an essential component of life. It is very intelligent. It's got memory, and there is all kinds of discoveries were made. About water that we do not know yet. Although we use it every day, there is a lot of things that we use that we do not know the true nature of, and so there will be much discovery. Keep your mind open to receive directly from your soul, from your spirit, in your meditation, in your dreams, and pay attention to your dream. Make notes, and be grateful for what is unfolding. Trust and align, and miracles will surely happen. I wish you a marvelous Sunday, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.